Hello and welcome to the Queen's Lair. It's your girl, the Mad Queen, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to go through your inventory or your backpack and quickly go through the relics that you don't need so that you can keep farming. I will not be going into rolling any of the gear right now. I will save that for another video to try to keep this as short as possible because it is a little long already. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's go ahead and click in here. So I always like to start out, first of all, I don't need 4-star things. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to select down here. And now I'm going to select everything that's 4-star and below. And then we'll go ahead and just select all. We're not going to look at those items and see, because I'm almost at that 2,000 mark as well. But we'll go ahead and just sell all this. After I've sold all those 4-star pieces, I'll come in here and I will go by each piece first. So we're going to go ahead and click on this. So I'm going to go ahead and select everything that is attack flat stat for this piece. We're going to sell. Yes. And then we're going to go to defense, select all, bulk sell, HP, select all, bulk sell. So I do not keep any of those flat stat pieces. Okay, and we're just going to do the same here. This is honestly a really quick and simple way to filter through a bunch of gear all at once, because even after this we're going to have to go through all of the leftover pieces individually. So this just really helps to save time during that process. I think these are, yeah, that's just HP. Okay, so we'll go ahead with this. Yeah, if you have the option to use percentage, which you do if you farm enough, use percentage over flat stat, because you're going to get way more out of that. Okay, so well, that got rid of quite a bit of gear right there just doing that, because I had 1,900. So now we're down to 1,100. But now comes the tedious part, unfortunately, and that is going through each specific set and picking what's good and what's not. So whenever I start this, I like to go in. So this is always going to be a flat stat attack piece. So we're going to go and I'm just going to select, okay, because you don't want a lot of flat stats on your secondaries. And these are the 3 that you really don't want, is attack, defense, and HP. You would like to get either attack %, defense %, or HP %. So what I do is I'll just select both of these, nothing comes up, so I'll select both of these and do that. And there is none like that. So now on the War Machine set, whenever we're trying to decide whether something is good or not, is generally this piece gives you bonus attack. So you want to look for substats like crit damage, crit rate, attack %, some speed potentially, things like that. Also potentially accuracy. But I am at the point in my account that I'm not keeping any pieces unless they are really good, because I can just keep farming for more and more. And see, although this has the crit damage on it, and so although this has the crit damage percent on it, it has a flat stat. And for a 5-star piece, I personally like for both pieces to be good pieces if I'm going to keep it, because I have no issue farming 6-star relics. So this has, yeah, we're going to get rid of all of those. What's this? HP, attack, crit damage, and defense. We will actually keep that piece to see how it rolls. But sell. Next is Hades. I don't have a ton of Hades. I just started farming APEP, so I will probably be a little bit more lenient with the pieces I keep here. So let's see, crit damage and defense. So this, whenever you're looking at sets, sometimes it can be a little interesting because it depends on the espers that you have as well. So like having crit damage plus defense, and this is a lifesteal piece. Whenever we take a look at the War Machine set, we want to make sure that it has substats that are going to help us get more attack. The War Machine gives us an extra 30% attack, and so the substats we're going to look for are crit damage, crit rate, attack percent, speed, maybe some accuracy, and then there's definitely going to be situations where you might need other stats like defense percent or HP percent, but it's going to be very select depending on the espers that you have. Next we have the Hades set, and you're also going to look for the same sort of substats on this as well, because it gives us lifesteal, which is based on the amount of damage that's done. When we look at Hades, it gives us lifesteal, and the substats that we're looking for are the same as the War Machine set. So for the Abiding set, we're really looking for more tankier sets, because you're going to put this on somebody like Pu Chang, somebody that does healing, but with Pu Chang specifically, her healing scales off of attack as well. Instead of having you watch me go through each piece individually, I'm just going to quickly select on each set and go over what you should be keeping, in my opinion, for each of those sets. Obviously, as we talked about, if it's a 5-star piece, really you don't really want flat stats. The only flat stat that you really want is going to be speed, and that is, typically the only flat stat as a substat, that is. Let me quickly go over in case somebody is watching and they don't know what a substat is. So this is the main stat here, and the stats that you're going to find below, those are the substats, and that's what I'm talking about, really focusing on. But you really just need to think about who you would be putting these sets on to make your decision. So I would just go through after you after you've already done what I've shown you by getting rid of those pieces with the main stat as a flat stat. Then just quickly go through all of these and select attack and defense, and then attack and HP, and then defense and HP, and just get rid of all of those for all of them, because you don't really want a bunch of flat stats, like I said. So for the Windwalker set, obviously we're going to be, the Windwalker set is, it gives you bonus speed. So not only will you put this on some tankier people, like a support type hero, but this could also potentially be put on somebody that is going to do damage as well, if you can't get them to be fast enough. So Ocean Waves is going to reset, or it has a 35% chance of resetting ability cooldowns by 1. So obviously the very first person I can think of is Jacob. This set is very good on him. For farming, APEP. Oh, see, I don't have very much Hammer of Thor. Hammer of Thor set, which you can see I do not have very much of. That is going to give us extra crit damage. So yeah, 40% extra crit damage. That means on this set, what you're going to be looking to keep is damage pieces. That doesn't necessarily mean attack percent, because this could be put on somebody like Thor, or somebody that doesn't use attack as their primary source of damage. So you want to look out for that. You can keep pieces with either defense percent or HP percent on this set. I don't have any of that or that. Oh, we have a lot of Astral. And then we have the Astral Witchcraft set. This set for me is not my favorite. It's actually my least favorite in the game. And I typically try not to put this set on anyone. But if you are really looking to use this set, you're going to want to focus on... This set is really going to go on somebody that is more of a support type champion or a support type Esper. And you're going to look for substats that are potentially accuracy percent, HP percent, speed, resistance, defense. Yeah, so those are what you're really going to be looking at on this set. So let's go ahead and move over to our other sets here. We have the Master Grove set. With these 2-piece sets, it gets a little bit trickier on what you keep, in my opinion, because you might need to put a Master Grove set on to somebody that does damage to help their survivability or whatever the case may be. So on these, personally, I would sell everything that just has 2 flat stats. So with this set, it is going to give us increased crit rate. So typically this is going to go on somebody that is doing damage. So you're going to look for substats like crit rate, attack percent, crit damage, speed, maybe accuracy. So the Fiery Incandescent set is going to give us extra crit rate. It's definitely a really good set to have, and this more typically is going to be put on somebody that's doing damage. So you want to look for that attack percent, crit damage percent, crit rate percent, maybe some speed, maybe some accuracy, and try to keep the gear based off of who you have. But we'll go ahead to the next. This next set is going to give us defense percent bonus. So for these, you're looking for accuracy percent, HP percent, defense percent. So on this set, we're going to look at HP percent, defense percent, accuracy percent, resistance percent, speed, all of those sort of substats. And then moving on, this is going to give us a 25% chance of using counterattack. So typically this set is going to also be geared more for espers that do damage. So we're going to look for those damage building substats like crit rate, crit damage, attack percent, some speed, possibly accuracy. So for the Apollo set, what this set is going to do is give us extra accuracy. So this is another one of those sets that it can really be useful for either DPS units, those units that are doing your damage, or it can be good for support type heroes as well. So I would get rid of everything that has multiple flat stats, which you should do anyways, and then try to keep substats that match, if that makes sense. So like HP and crit rate probably wouldn't keep those two percentages together on a piece, but crit rate and crit damage, I would keep that together, or defense and HP together, I would keep that. So typically you're going to be putting this on a support esper. Obviously there are cases where sets like these, or all sets, have some kind of use in a very specific way, but we're talking generally. So this is really going to be used on those support type espers, and we're going to look for support type substats. We're not going to be looking for attack percent and crit rate percent and crit damage percent. We're going to be looking for speed and resistance and HP and defense and accuracy and things along that line. And I have nothing for this or these last ones. Oop, we do have one here. The light above would be something that is really good in PvP. Begins the battle with immunity, which lasts for 1 turn. That can be pretty big in PvP, in my opinion, personally. And for these substats, honestly, you could put this set potentially on a DPS unit or a support unit. So again, with this set, I would get rid of anything that has 2 or more combined flat stats, obviously unless it's speed, and then I would keep everything else. So, but yeah, that's a really quick way to go through your gear as quickly as you can, especially if you're not at the point where you want to individually go through each piece and you're running out of room and you're running out of room in your inventory or your backpack. Then this is going to be a quick way for you to empty things out and keep farming if that's what you're looking to do. But even beyond that, it's a good way to filter gear in general, and makes it a little bit easier whenever you're trying to equip relics to your espers. And because sometimes I don't fully pay attention and I have accidentally upgraded some flat stat attack pieces or things like that, and wasted a lot of my gold because I was paying attention. I hope you enjoyed my relic cleansing video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below, or you're more than welcome to join my growing Discord community and ask me directly. The link for that will also be in the description. Thanks for watching. Once again, it's the Mad Queen, and I'll catch you in the next video.